What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we're doing another experiment. I really wanted to do this experiment because, of course, if you watched our series last year with the Rams franchise, you know that we were cucked out of so many OJ Howard dev-ups from star to superstar. He never got there. Literally never putting up some of the greatest seasons ever for a tight end, and he just never got there. I want to know if that was fixed. We have seen, at least in our franchise last year, that superstar to X Factor tight ends happened multiple times, and it actually happened off of seasons that weren't A, as good, and B, weren't even as good comparatively around the league. So, for example, the numbers weren't as good as, let's say OJ Howard didn't have as many yards or touchdowns as the years where OJ Howard didn't get the dev up, and in that year, OJ Howard ranked higher in general for tight ends and in general higher than wide receivers. So last year, for a fact, I can say he didn't get dev'd up, even though he deserved it. We do not know exactly how you dev up for a tight end. Is it based on all receivers? Is it based on catches? I think catches is the one that makes the most sense, considering yards and touchdowns never got it done. So we are going to obviously be taking a look at that. Also, because we're here, we're going to take a look at fullbacks in dev up. For this try, though, we're going to just keep them at fullback and see if there's any chance a fullback just gets good dev or devs up because, let's say, the running back does really well, or they just do well in general. And then we're going to try to play him at running back and see if he has the best season, if he can do that. And then for both of them, if nothing works, I'm just going to give them a bunch of touches, and we're just going to make them the best in the season at the position. It's going to be super annoying, I can tell you that. It's going to be great how long it's going to take, but it is what it is. It's got to be done. And before anyone gets all wild, yes, he is at star. So, I also chose a proven name because, these guys are probably going to do better in general just because it's their name. I will say, though, it's not looking super great here with the morale drop. All right, so I'm really hoping that he gets decent ratings so I don't actually have to, do it myself. Also, Ingold, I didn't even realize, just played power back for us. That's just not good enough at all. I should have made all the tight ends star, and I might do that for a second season. I should have made all the tight ends star because then I would have been able to at least see if any of them went up in dev. But as you can see here, none of them actually really did too well. Kittle was the best, but I don't expect it. However, I think I might still be able to actually do this. So I'm going to actually make all of the tight ends in the league star and just see if any of them go up. A little sneaky. But I also do not know how it works this year. Somebody said that you get your dev ups before or earlier now than before. I don't know if that's actually true, though. All right, so we got really sneaky with the thing. I want to see if any of these guys dev up. Any of them at all. Just anyone want to dev up here? I don't see any of them. I also cheesed it to put Jarvis Landry at tight end. So I don't think that actually worked. He did have a very good season. He had, he was the best wide receiver in the AFC. And I don't think he would have actually won anything because of that, switch to tight end. But yeah, I don't think a single guy went up in dev, even though Kittle was the best tight end by far. Touchdowns were kind of low. Yards were, over 1,000 highest yards for a tight end, but didn't go up in dev. Now, let's actually take one more look at that situation and see where he ranked for catches on tight ends and where he ranked for, yards. I believe he was number one in yards. Obviously, Landry took that here. But the thing is, I don't imagine whoever told me that the awards are done sooner or the dev-ups are done sooner is correct, because Jarvis Landry, just based on his receiving, wide receiver position, probably should have went to Superstar. He had, once again, best AFC wide receiver. He had the most touchdowns of wide receivers, I believe, and he was up there for yards. But as far as catches go, definitely the most catches, I would say, by any tight end. No, he did not. Kyle Pitts did. So maybe there still is hope, but it's really tough. Of course, you can see Kittle was nowhere near the highest for catches. If you count pure tight ends, I believe, once again, he was the highest tight end for yards. He was, but he was not the highest for touchdowns. So maybe it is really tough. I don't know, but I suppose we're going to try again. As far as our fullback friend here, where is he? Really good year for a fullback. Obviously, he's technically not really a fullback. He actually is, running back at this point. 10 yards per carry. So yards per carry definitely is not the thing, which obviously I wouldn't expect it, because obviously you could have players that aren't deserving, even though he was number 2 in general anyways. Oh my lord, he actually had a hell of a season. So I think the only logical thing to do now is to, of course, just play outstandingly. We're going to sim a bunch, and I'm going to make sure that he gets our tight end gets the most catches, the most yards, and the most touchdowns for any player, not even just, tight ends. I want to have it as any, and if they don't dev up, it's proof, which I think could happen, because I have heard that awards do play a little bit of a factor in devs, if I'm not mistaken, unless they changed it, I can't remember, but yeah, I want to know, because this is really disappointing if not, and we could obviously use this in our online league, or just in our leagues in general, to, implement something ourselves, which realistically needs to be done for offensive linemen anyways. These mofos actually got rid of Singled. Who allows the greatest player of all time to just go? How much did he even get? I'm going to be so mad. And this is going to be another expose video if he was signed for nothing. Let's see this. Let's see this. Let's see how much his money was. You let a 99 overall in every single category applicable, go for 7 mil on a 2-year deal. Just to be clear, that's what we're calling this. Or is that 10 mil? I don't know. 10 mil, whatever it is. I would pay him 10 mil per season. Oh my god, I actually kind of want to see how much it would cost to get him. 99 overall. He's a fullback though. Okay, I mean, at least the game does value that, right? Like, he should be worth more, but I get it, right? Like, they're going to think realism, what's the best a fullback can really be? And this probably is more than any fullback costs in the game, so fair enough. They did apply a proper value to it. But we got our fullback back. This game, dude. Like, where's the realism in that? So you can't be the halfback as the fullbacks, I suppose. The best chance, right? Like, let's be honest. You're not going to get a dev up for blocking. There is no devs for blocking. That's kind of why, it doesn't work. Because it's very tough. I'll give it to them. Like, you can't really just say someone's good because they haven't allowed a lot of sacks, right? Or they have, their team's playing well. That doesn't mean that they're good. It might just be, everyone else around them better. Or the offense is just good in general. So I'm not going to blame them for that, but I just assume that's the way it goes, that blocking will never actually give you a dev up. All right, so if we do not get it on this one, it's a GG. There's no chance to dev up a tight end. There's no chance to dev up a fullback. It's just not happening. 254 carries, 2,132 yards, 27 touchdowns. The crazy part is, Ingold actually got like 1,800 on his own with like 18 touchdowns. It actually kind of went off. And then Waller, 121 catches, 2,600 yards, and 25 touchdowns. If this doesn't work, it's a GG, simply put. Kittle was doing pretty well. I didn't want to, risk it. I wanted to have the number 1 for everything. And then as far as rushes go, it doesn't have the number 1 carries, but technically that should be a bonus, right? Has the most yards and by far the most touchdowns. Same with Waller, obviously, with touchdowns. So if we don't get a dev up for them, that GG, it's over. All right, here it is, the moment of truth. Can it happen? Will it work? And no! You've got to be joking me. Fair enough with Ingold. I could see it, right? Like, it makes sense. It's a fullback. Don't expect you to do anything with a fullback. But Darren Waller doesn't go up in dev. How? 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 Tight ends still can't go from star to superstar unless they get a breakout. Apparently, I don't even remember when this started. It was kind of only recently, I believe. But how is this still a thing? Kittle obviously didn't go up in dev. Still no tight ends can go up in dev from star to superstar unless they get a breakout. So if you get a breakout with your tight end, drop everything and make sure that guy gets it, because that is the only chance to do it. We have proven it. We have exposed the game, and I would assume it has to do with the fact that, once again, there is no award for fullback. There is no award for tight end. I mean, Ingold was literally the MVP of the league. Also kind of exposing the game. Why isn't Waller on the list? Am I missing something? He's number 4 here. 2,500 yards with 28 touchdowns. Isn't good enough to get on the top 10 list for MVP, if you say so. But that's pretty much it. I don't know if there's any other positions you guys want to know if you can dev up. Kicker, punter, there's literally no way other than, switching him to quarterback and getting a bunch of yards. I think that's the only positions, right? Fullback and tight end were kind of the question marks, whereas offensive line, we know you physically can't dev them up. Everyone else we know. You can't dev up a kicker, you can't dev up a punter. We now know you can't dev up a fullback, and you cannot dev up a tight end unless they get a breakout. Maybe you can get a breakout for a fullback. I don't think you can, though, unless, once again, they go to running back for a week or two, and then you put them back. I don't know. That's pretty much that. If you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PKR Plays, and twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!